What if I told you that the biggest story in precious metals right now is not what everyone is talking about, but what everyone is not talking about? Every major headline screams gold. Gold hits record highs. Gold breaks resistance. Gold is the safe haven. And yet, silver stays strangely quiet. No breaking alerts, no nonstop media coverage, no excitement. And that silence is exactly what should make you nervous. Because when silver goes quiet while gold is loud, history shows something very important is being prepared behind the scenes. Right now, before we go any further, if you care about understanding what's really happening in the silver market, and not just what the headlines want you to believe, hit like on this video and subscribe to Silver Uncovered. This channel exists for one reason only: to connect the dots most people are never shown. And trust me, what we're about to discuss is something you don't hear on mainstream financial news. Let's start with something simple. Turn on any financial channel today and count how many times you hear the word gold. Analysts praise it, banks promote it, funds advertise it, governments talk about it. Gold is everywhere, but silver, which has always moved alongside gold, suddenly feels invisible. And that's strange, because silver is not just another metal. Silver is money, silver is industry, silver is energy, silver is technology, and silver has a long history of being suppressed when powerful players need time. This is not the first time we've seen this pattern. Go back to past cycles. Every time gold becomes the public focus, silver is pushed into the background. Not because silver is weak, but because silver is dangerous to the system when it moves too fast. Gold rising can be explained away as inflation or fear. Silver rising exposes shortages, leverage, and paper games that cannot survive real demand. Think about it. Gold is mostly held by central banks and institutions. Silver, on the other hand, is consumed. It disappears into solar panels, electronics, medical devices, military equipment, and now electric vehicles. Once silver is used, it's gone. You don't recycle most of it. And yet the price does not reflect that reality. So the question becomes, why is silver kept out of the spotlight? Here's where it gets interesting. When big players want the public distracted, they don't lie loudly. They redirect attention quietly. By keeping gold in the headlines, they give investors a safe story to follow. Something familiar, something comfortable. Meanwhile, silver remains thinly traded, lightly covered, and emotionally ignored. That creates the perfect environment for accumulation. Banks don't buy when the crowd is excited. They buy when the crowd is bored. And boredom is exactly what surrounds silver right now. Look at the data. Gold ETFs see inflows. Silver ETFs lag behind. Media analysts hype gold targets, but barely mention silver ratios. Futures markets show heavy paper activity on silver during low volume hours, pushing price down just enough to kill momentum. None of this is accidental. It's control through silence. Ask yourself this. If silver truly had no future, why does every green energy policy depend on it? Why do governments classify it as a strategic material? Why do mints keep reporting tight supplies? Why do delivery delays keep popping up quietly, never making headlines? Silence is not weakness. Silence is preparation. This is where Silver Uncovered exists, to slow things down and force you to think. Because when you see gold running and silver sleeping, you're meant to believe silver is broken, that it's disappointing, that it's not worth your attention. And that belief is exactly what allows large players to position themselves without competition. Let's talk psychology for a moment. Markets don't just move on numbers. They move on emotion. When everyone feels confident, risk is hidden. When everyone feels bored, opportunity is created. Silver thrives in that second phase. Historically, silver doesn't lead the party. It crashes through the door after gold has already convinced everyone the cycle is real. And when silver moves, it doesn't move slowly. Another thing mainstream media never explains clearly is the gold to silver ratio. When gold rises and silver doesn't follow, the ratio stretches. And stretched ratios don't stay stretched forever. They snap. And when they do, silver doesn't gently catch up. It overcorrects. Violently, fast. Unforgiving to those who waited for confirmation. That's why silver is dangerous. It exposes leverage. It exposes paper promises. It exposes the difference between real metal and digital claims. Gold can be settled quietly between institutions. Silver cannot. There isn't enough of it. So when you hear nothing about silver, don't assume nothing is happening. Assume something is being hidden in plain sight. Right now, the biggest mistake retail investors make is chasing what S loud instead of questioning what S quiet. Gold being loud is not a coincidence. Silver being silent is not a coincidence either. It's strategy. And notice how even when silver does move, headlines downplay it. A small spike is called technical. A drop is called natural. There is no excitement allowed, because excitement brings attention, and attention brings pressure. This is why channels like Silver Uncovered matter. Not to hype, not to promise numbers, but to keep your eyes open when the noise is trying to blind you. Now, if this perspective already feels different from what you hear elsewhere, Take 2 seconds and hit like. It helps this message reach people who are still stuck in headline thinking. Let me be clear about something. This is not about choosing gold or silver. Gold has its role, but silver has leverage. And leverage is what systems fear when supply is tight and demand is real. The silence around silver tells you one thing very clearly. Big players don't want you emotionally involved yet. They want time. They want weak hands gone. They want accumulation without competition. And history shows that once silver enters the headlines again, the easy positioning phase is already over. So ask yourself, honestly, do you want to follow what everyone is already talking about? Or do you want to understand what they are avoiding? Because markets don't reward attention, they reward patience. As we move forward into a world of energy transition, currency instability, and rising industrial demand, silver is not optional. It's necessary. And necessary assets don't stay cheap forever. They stay controlled until they can't be. And when silver finally breaks that silence, it won't ask for permission. It won't wait for headlines. It won't move politely. That moment is never announced in advance. That's why this conversation matters now, not later. If this video made you think differently, drop a comment below and tell me one thing. Do you think silver is being ignored on purpose? Or do you think the market truly doesn't care? I read the comments, and your perspective helps shape future videos here on Silver Uncovered. And if you believe someone you know is still stuck chasing headlines instead of understanding cycles, share this video with them. Sometimes, one conversation is enough to change how someone sees the entire market. Stay alert, stay patient, and remember this. When silver is silent, someone is listening very closely.